My name is Mary Houle. I'm a gardener here in Richmond, Vermont, and today I'm going to introduce you to pruning. The best time to prune anything, and I'll use apple trees as an example. I worked in an orchard for a number of years. The best time to prune the apple orchard is when the apples are dormant, and that is usually in February into early March. You need to take care of those activities while the tree is dormant, and any fruit tree follows the same pattern. If you're pruning a tree that has damage or disease, you can prune them anytime. You do not have to wait for dormancy or full bloom. You have to remove damaged branches when they occur, and if there's a diseased branch, you need to remove it. But you also need to send it to the landfill. You do not put it in your compost pile. Another thing that you remove anytime is a dead branch or a dangerous branch. We've all heard about widowmakers, and typically that is a branch that has broken off, and as you walk by, the likelihood of it falling on someone, especially if it's in a high traffic area, is too dangerous. So if it's dead or a dangerous limb, you have to remove it. And you can remove it anytime. You don't need to wait for dormancy. Now, why do you prune? You prune to shape the plant. This is a pruning that was actually done earlier this year, and I brought it into the town center and forced bloomed it. It kind of did all its own thing, but it was just handy to have the cuttings available for me, and now they've spread out into leaf. And it's not going to root. It is something that was done to shape the tree, and it happens to be a cherry tree. So I'm going to put the bundle together to show you an example of why you would prune. Now, if this were one tree, this is far too much for the tree to handle. You don't have air circulation, you have branches rubbing against other branches, and that'll create a wound, and that introduces bacteria to the tree. So you'll want to remove those chances. So just for the purposes of viewing today, we'll just pretend that I've already cut that one out. And if I'm left with these two, and I want to make sure that I do the best on getting the tree so that I don't have rubbing branches, I'm going to just cut this off. And I cut it at something called the branch collar. It's not as easy to describe as it is to just take a look at the tree, and you'll see almost a wrinkle of the flesh of the skin of the bark, and you'll see it's wrinkled, and that's the branch collar, and you'll cut just a little bit away from it. Not even 1/8 of an inch, but in that little tiny window. And what that does is that allows the tree itself to heal over that cutting that you took, and overall it increases the health of the tree. So if this were a tree that was standing on its own, it looks pretty well pruned. I would remove these odd guys here because they're of no serviceable purpose within the next couple of years. I'm going to take off a couple of internal branches because I want this tree to have good airflow, and good airflow is going to give you a healthy tree. So this is a pretty well pruned branch right now. If this were the whole tree, which it could be, some of the trees that are this size that just came in on Branch Out Burlington are this size, but they've already been pruned. But this gives you good air circulation. It allows the fruit buds to have good development, and you're not going to have too much fruit on the tree. Another reason to prune the trees is so that you don't have too much stress on the tree from too many fruit. Too many fruit for the tree to support, the whole branch is going to rip off. A healthier tree is what you're going to end up with, and it's going to last a lot longer in your landscape. That's it for today. Happy gardening.